First of all, it's 2020. You aren't allowed to have friends in the opposite political party. Okay, so
good luck.
Your hypothetical is impossible, first of all.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're talking about a boycott. It's a bit more of a complicated boycott because unlike a bus boycott where your absence impacts the bus company, your absence only negatively impacts the party that you would like, which is why you're talking about this difficult nature. So obviously there's, at a social level, I think this is just so easy to scam. There'd be a lot of corruption here. There'd be a lot of faking out.
Yeah. In a world where everyone was just like contractually
obligated,
not even contractually, like we're in a world where for some reason it was impossible to break your word, like your head just exploded if you broke your word, this would absolutely work. It's more about implementing, because I could totally see people being like, yeah, bud, you got it.
Yeah,
I won't vote, and then just going and voting.
I also think in terms of what to do, which it's not there is a legacy of not participating that civil disobedience, if you will, that works. But I also think that in order to motivate people, civil disobedience that is just like, we're just going to sit here, we're just going to, you need some sort of active thing to push people towards in order to be most persuasive. So that's why marches, I think it gives people something to do. Like I went to the march, I stood at the thing, I carried the sign. So the question is, okay, you're not going to vote. What will you do instead? And I think that you might have more luck in persuading friends to find an affirmative thing to do. It's like, okay, go vote end, than you would in just trying to convince people not to. And quite frankly, enough people are convinced not to vote. Plenty of people, half of America is convinced not to vote.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
You don't need to convince more Americans not to vote. I think we have one of the lowest turnouts of most first world countries.
Yeah, oftentimes the winning party is just the one that shows up.
Yeah.
It doesn't even represent like the split of the country. It's just who cares enough to show up. I also voting, mail-in voting, I don't know if it's different state by state, but is like the easiest thing in the world. There's no 1 hour waits or anything like that. So I don't know if that's changed the game and people don't think of voting as tedious. There's also early voting. Like my sister went a week ago. She said it was a 10-minute line. So I think for some reason, at some point I thought you had to show up the day of in person to vote and there would be a very long wait, but it seems like there's a lot of solutions to that now. So I don't know that that's like if someone came to me with this idea and they're like, listen, we're going to save, like, let's say you came to me, you're like, dude, you're not going to vote. I'm not going to vote. We're going to save 3 hours by not voting. I'd be like, I voted. It took 8 minutes. Like I literally had it in my home and then just dropped it off at the library. So I think maybe part of the reason why people don't want to do this is because it's not solving a problem they identify with.
So what is the problem? If the problem is the lines, it's not solving that problem. If the problem is that you think that the system is a sham and that the two parties are not representative of what you would want to do, then I wonder if there isn't a more affirmative unity 2020 style of thing that people could get behind instead.
Yeah. I'm just saying I think it's not a huge carrot. Like, hey, we're both going to get to say what we want to say and you're going to get to save the line. It's like you save me like 8 to 15 minutes depending on if I think of, now if you wait till the last minute and you don't plan and you live in a very densely populated area, there will be hour-long lines places. But
at that point, this person is not making.
Yeah. If you're asking this question on October 28th to me as your friend, like my rebut would just be like, I'll just mail it, or I'll just go when there's a shorter line. So.
Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.